nobody who understands, appreciates football without the quality of Thomas Partey.
Yeah.
When you go to the EPL, right? When you go to the EPL, I say without Partey, Arsenal is never going to be fighting for the EPL.
You sure about that?
See, when Thomas Partey is not in the midst, how do you see Arsenal function?
Hello, welcome to another interesting episode of Soccer Punch on the Our Media channel. My name is Josiah, and today we have quite some interesting topics, to discuss here on the show. But first, you have to subscribe, to the channel, the Our Media Sports channel, and enjoy, every bit of podcast we have for you subsequently here. Don't forget to also turn on the notification button to stay updated with the content we drop on YouTube. But today we'll be talking about one of the greats who happens to have hung his boot after 22 years in football. And guess what? He feels football has been his life through and through. He scored the Dawn. He won a World Cup trophy in 2010, as well as back-to-back European championships with the La Royas of Spain. And guess who I'm talking about? That's Andrés Iniesta. After an illustrious career, he calls it quit. He feels he's done enough. Lionel Messi had some kind and profound words to share about his former teammate, saying that the ball will miss him. He also thinks same. Yeah, not just that, but in Manchester, there was a crunch meeting that was held earlier today, and we were hearing that the board met and they felt like Erik Ten Hag should still continue with his job. If you're a United fan, are you happy? If you're a rival, you feel it was the wisest decision that the club had to take. So quite a lot we have to discuss here. Paul Pogba also back after the World Anti-Doping Agency or body slashed his ban from 4 years to just 18 months, which means that by March 2025, we should see Paul Pogba back on the pitch playing football. So it is Soccer Punch on the Our Media channel. Like I said, just subscribe, share, and then also drop your comment in the comment section. But before we set the ball rolling, let me introduce to you my noble panelist for this edition. I have Courage to my right. Courage, how are you doing?
I'm fine, my
You
brother.
good?
Yes.
And then also I have Atiga Mauliforce to my left. He is quite a traditional man, so I don't know the rituals he's undertaking currently. It's good. Nice meeting you. Nice having you on the show. All right, so let's start off with interestingly, Paul Pogba, after he tested positive to testosterone some time back. He received it was some would say a harsh punishment. 4 years he was banned from football, and people were saying it could be the end of the road like for Pogba. But what we heard a couple of days ago was that the anti-doping body or agency has slashed that, reduced it to just 18 months, which means that in early 2025 we could see Paul Pogba, back to football. Let me start off with you, Atiga Mauliforce. Is that good news? You think it's good news for football faithfuls, and for Paul Pogba himself? How that make him feel?
Well, Josiah, it depends on how the angle you're going to take it from. For anti-doping, campaigners, I think that it's going to be sad for them. But for people who understand and appreciate the game, for people who understand and also revere in the talent that Pogba brings to the game, it's going to be a positive news for them. I wasn't surprised when he was given the 4 years ban, because that is the standard for a ban, but when you test positive for a performance enhancing drug, but you see, we have different avenues from which one can be caught, doping. Sometimes it is natural, sometimes it is intentional, sometimes it is not. When it is as a result of eating something that has been contaminated, it is up to you to prove that it is from contamination, but not intentional doping. So with that, there's no mens rea, you understand? So there's no intentional doping over there. So from the beginning, when the issue started, I thought that it wasn't something that he intentionally decided to, boost his
You think it wasn't deliberate from Pogba?
No, it wasn't, because if you look at the trajectory of the history, if you look at what transpired before he was caught, I would say caught. It is not something that he intentionally, decided to take. It was as a result of contaminated, what's the name, foodstuff or medication. Remember, Kolo Toure faced the same thing.
Yeah.
Trying to slim down, he took his wife's pills, and as a result of that, he was, banned. So sometimes we need to understand that.
I think these are not flimsy excuses.
No, they are not. You see, we need to contextualize everything that happens in the game, So, but in the totality of things, I would say that I am happy for Pogba. He's a great talent, even though he hasn't shown it as whilst he's moved to Juventus. But at the end of the day, factoring in everything together, I am happy for him, and I am happy that he's going to come back again.
You enjoyed Paul Pogba during his days. You think it's
His
good
first
news
stint
for?
with Juventus, he was so fantastic. Repeated that in the World Cup. Yes, he won it.
2018.
Yes. So in general, we all know Pogba is an amazing player, but then he still has a lot to give. Yes. So we are looking forward to that. I think it's a huge leap for football in general.
Yeah.
Because a talent like Pogba, we enjoy watching him.
We are looking at the wrongs he's done, and the game has got its ethics. You're not supposed to enhancing performance enhancing drugs, and he did that. He went contrary to the rules. You think it's not fair to just ban him like totally from football?
No, as Foss said, there are certain things that we need to consider. We need to temper justice with. How do they say it?
Yeah.
Yes. So you see, he erred, but it wasn't deliberate as CAS initially thought. So
Okay.
you see, so he appealed, and then they feel no, they went too harsh on him. 4 years is just more than like it's almost equivalent to destroying his career. So 18 months at least is something better for him to at least get back to his normal fitness. And then so I think he erred. Yes, we accept that he erred. You are not supposed to take any drug enhancement to enhance your football ability or anything.
Yeah.
So then he has no excuses because you are aware of these rules.
And of course, like
yes, you're not
ignorance
supposed
of the law.
Yes, there's nothing like ignorance aside of.
But you think we would get to see the old Pogba
I
again?
don't think so because he was already declining even before the ban came in. He moved from Manchester United. I think I could only recount on 2 different occasions where Pogba was close to what we think he could be. I think, as I mentioned, the World Cup and then his first stint with Juventus. When he came to Manchester United, huge salary, a lot of stuff, but I didn't actually see the real Pogba we thought. You see, other players came in to unlock him. They brought in players to unlock him. Matic came in.
It looks like it was the testosterone that unlocked Paul Pogba.
Yes, but then we didn't see what exactly the exact thing we knew. Then up till now, we are even struggling to know Paul Pogba's actual position where he functions really well. The coach who knows Paul Pogba really really well is Didier Deschamps. He's the only coach who is able to bring out the best of Paul Pogba because he's been flourishing under him for quite some time now since he made his debut for the France national team after his transition from the under 21 side, and then I think he won the under 20 World Cup as well. Yeah. So Didier Deschamps knows Pogba's quality very well than any other coach. So I think let's see if he will be able to. I think he was missed during the last Euros. Yeah. He was missed. I think Kylian Mbappe also attests to the fact that they needed a certain Pogba in the team. So I think yes, it's very welcome to the team.
Right. So as to if he gets to play for the Le Bleu of France again, that becomes an issue. But from one villain, let's move to someone we could all dub a hero. 22 years of football, and he's played at elite level. Some would say, as far as intelligence has been applied in football, that guy is top notch. We are talking about Don Andrés Iniesta, 40 years of age, and after 22 years in the game, after traveling across the world, playing mostly for Barcelona and winning the World Cup, European Championships twice, and then also multiple UEFA Champions League titles. The guy just scores it quick. First, Lionel Messi says the ball will miss him. I don't know how to explain that, but it sounds more poetic.
I'm not going to miss Iniesta because what he did is ingrained in my mind. Josiah, in the 21st century, I can confidently say that one of the best midfielders that we have seen in the game is Iniesta. And the highlight of his career, I would say, is not winning the World Cup, but that audacious goal that he scored against Chelsea at Stamford Bridge.
You think that comes before the World Cup goal?
Yeah, of course, you understand. I mean, because that was the making of Andrés Iniesta. You understand? I mean, fantastic goal at the edge of the box, cancelling out Michael Essien's goal. That was the goal that took them to the finals, right? And then they defeated Manchester United. It was the audacity for him to take that strike. You understand? I mean, the confidence with which he did it. But if you look at a player to be at the topmost level for 22 years, every single year, every single trophy that he has participated in, he has won. Not as a mediocre player, not as a squad player, but as one of the most important players in the squad. He has achieved whatever he's been able to achieve, not because he was a member of the squad, but he was at the forefront of whatever he was able to do. And comparably, in the 21st century or in our era, I don't think that there's any number 8 that I can compare to Xavi, what's the name? Andrés Iniesta.
Not even Zidane?
No. You see, that they are two different players altogether. You understand? The way Iniesta caresses the ball, the way Iniesta understands space and movement is different from what Zidane does. I get to the point. Zidane is more of a ball juggler, but you look at Iniesta and the way he releases the ball, the way he understands and anticipates spaces. So I would say that in the totality of what he's been able to achieve over the past 32 years, he is incomparable. He's one of the greatest midfielders when we talk about football. And as he has retired, the game will forever be indebted to what he's been able to achieve.
Wow. I just don't know what to say. But let me bring you in, Kari. You were talking about one of the greatest midfielders, of all time. I personally feel he's the most intelligent player I've ever watched, play the game of football. And you look at that Barcelona team where he found himself in midfield with another intelligent player in Xavi. That was Lionel Messi and then Sergio Busquets. What do you have to say about Iniesta as a player?
Iniesta's way of carrying the ball was unique. He had the ball glued to his leg as if he had signed a contract to the ball. You see, when Iniesta plays, the grass even smiles. That's one of his attributes. He knows how to carry the ball. You see, and then his versatility is also something admirable because at a certain point he was even playing at the focal point. He was playing as a number 10. Most of the times, I think at the twilight of his career with Barcelona, he was mostly playing on the left side of attack, which was the number 11 role. Because then they had Cesc Fabregas coming in. They already had Busquets and then Xavi Hernandez. And at a certain point, there was even Ivan Rakitic. So he was forced, when Pedro Gonzalez left, he was forced to play on the left side. And he did that perfectly. You would even think he was a natural left-footed player or left wing side player. So Iniesta, he has a lot of attributes. You see, as Paul said, that goal against Chelsea was something else. That was I think the most significant of his career. I think people started knowing him through that goal. How he took the shots and then the dying embers of the game.
But you wouldn't say that tops a World Cup winning goal.
Yes. But then that's what propelled his career to the limelight. You see, we already knew Iniesta. Yes, there was a thing boy called Iniesta from the La Masia to the main team, bossing up the game. But then, what made us know that no, this guy is a baller? What brought that identity? That was it was that very goal. And then you see he cemented his place with the Spanish national team with full of stars. You see, they had Xabi Alonso and the likes, but he was still a very important player over there. World Cup, the final, you see, playing as a midfielder, how did he get himself to that extent of getting and one-on-one with the goalkeeper, winning Spain their first ever and then their only World Cup? He was just an amazing player, one of the best, if not the best. And then talk of his position, his particular position, number 8. I don't think we've seen enough. If you want to mention 2 players in
ever,
I want to say ever in the 21st century, you definitely have to mention Andrés Iniesta. He's a super, he's a gem. He's one of a kind. Very, very, very good player.
So you rate him top 3 all-time midfielders?
All-time will be very difficult, but let's say.
But would you rate Iniesta all-time top 3?
Of course, as a midfielder, you see, there are different qualities. You understand? If you want to categorize the players into the different segments of the midfield, as an attacking midfielder, as a defensive midfielder, as a central midfielder, then you are looking at somebody like Zinedine Zidane. You are looking at somebody like Maradona, right? Or it depends on where you would really want to put Maradona as an attacking midfielder or as a central midfielder. You understand? But when it comes to what we have seen, not what video evidence has given us, but what we have been able to see in reality, in what we have witnessed, I have no difficulty in placing Andrés Iniesta as one of the 3 best central midfielders I have seen personally. No, it's not a mere fact of saying, but a mere fact of what we have seen and what the statistics and the data has been able to tell us. You know? I mean, see, from 2005, 2006, 2007, up to the time he left Barcelona, I think 6 years ago.
6 years ago.
There was nobody absolutely in Europe or in world football that can tell me that within that span, that the best three or the best four midfielders in the game, you would mention and not put Andrés Iniesta in that category. It's practically impossible. So if you are taking an average of him being in the first three midfielders in the world for every single year, that consistency, and you want to aggregate the whole of that into one of the best in the history of the game, and you take him out, then I think that is not justice being done.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're talking about Andrés Iniesta, and Lionel Messi says he's really going to miss him. Mind you, they formed some, unbreakable pair during their days at Barcelona, if I should put it. But to England, there was a crunch meeting hours ago at Manchester, and the news reaching us is that the board and management of Manchester United met, and they feel that Ten Hag should still be head coach. It's quite shocking. If you're a Manchester United fan, I don't know if United fans would subscribe, to that news. But let me come to you, Courage. 8 points from 7 games. United's worst start to a league season in over 4 decades, close to 4 decades. Signings not really flourishing. Zexi not at his best. Onana shipping in goals. Anthony doesn't look like even a 10 million signing. You think, Ten Hag has done enough to convince the management, to allow him to stay?
This is beyond convincing the management. I think the management, I don't know the exact word to describe them, but this is very, 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 very incredible. For a coach who has amassed just 7 points at 8 points out of possible
7 games, 21 points.
Yes, 21 points. Like who does that? For a team of a caliber like Manchester United, one of the greatest ever team in the world. Like how does this happen? Even in Europe, they are not doing well either. And then they've supported him with every material he has desired. He said he wanted a goalkeeper. See,
but why do you think they are keeping him? There's something.
There should be something in there that we are not privy to.
Because we are hearing that if they should sack him, then they will end up paying in excess of £70 million. You think that's the reason why they are trying to keep him?
I don't know if it ended last month or this month. Chelsea has to, as far as I know, Chelsea are still paying
Pochettino.
Graham
Porter.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
So, and then he's even on the market. I think you do a better job than what Erik Ten Hag is doing.
You believe?
I think they had a meeting. Manchester United had a meeting with former Bayern Munich coach
Thomas Tuchel.
And then he wasn't ready to accept the offer.
Okay.
So I don't know if they are still in set. But then if this is what Erik Ten Hag gives you, then I think they should be on the market once again, searching, because I don't know if there's something special. Wow, this is indescribable.
It's mind-boggling, but first, let me pick you. You think the fear of paying £17 million, or the unavailability of a successor, in the domain makes it even more difficult for Manchester United to sack or part ways with Ten Hag?
Well, Jose, I doubt it's about the £17 million, you understand? Because missing out on the Champions League is what more than 17 million. Gives you a hole in your account that is what more than the £17 million. So if you pay £17 million and bring in a coach that's going to get you into the top 4, where you're going to earn close to £60 million, of which are you going to choose? So you see, I have always believed that yes, they are not on the trajectory that's going to lead to winning cups or winning competitions. But at the end of the day, are you going to be comparing yourself to the likes of Chelsea, who are known to be trigger lovers? You understand? I mean, the history of Chelsea since Abramovich took over in 2004 have been to sack coaches. That is not the identity. That's not the DNA of Manchester United. Manchester United have been able to get stuck with a particular coach for more than 27 years. And you see, if you look at the trajectory of Sir Alex Ferguson when he came to Manchester United, for 5 to 6 years, he won absolutely nothing. To the extent that they had wanted to sack him the year he started.
I like that situation. You think it's synonymous to what we are saying?
No, I am not liking it. But you see, if you comparably so, if you compare the lofty achievements of what Sir Alex Ferguson was able to achieve at Manchester United compared to his post retirement, you can't juxtapose that vis-a-vis. You understand? Because it's been from grace to grass. I get the point, because from 2013 when he left up to now, they've not been able to even contend or to even put up a fight to win the championship, to win the
Finished
English
second
Premiership.
twice.
No, you see, you can finish second, but what is the margin of error? What is the margin between you and the first place? I mean, the last time they finished second, the margin was
It's 12 points.
close to 12,
Yeah.
and then under what's the name? Jose Mourinho, it was 22 in his first season. So it doesn't matter whether you're second or not, but it's about the distance between you and winning the championship. I get to the point. So back to the question again: are they scared of paying the 17 million pounds? For which reason they don't want to sack him? I say no. They might want continuity. They might feel that yes, there's a probable cause, to give excuses in an extent that over the past couple of years, Manchester United have not really had a full set of their squad because of injuries and a whole lot of problems. But this is a new season. I think this is his third season, and have we seen progress? No. But do we want continuity? Yes. You compare what is happening.
You are retrogressing and you want continuity.
No.
You want consistency with that decline.
No, Josiah. Football is a different entity altogether. You understand?
Okay.
I mean, you can win a couple of games, and that's going to be the springboard from which you are going to,
But that's blind faith, because it's not.
It is not because a couple of seasons ago, exactly 4 seasons ago, Arteta was in the same soup as us now. Well, for 3 years, they were placing 8th, 12th, and then I think 7th.
Yeah, but on the flip side, Ten Hag started with a 3rd place finish. Yes, and then the next one was a 7th. So
but within these 3 years, he's won the FA Cup, he's won the Carling Cup, right?
But you call that progress.
No, at the end of the day, okay, see, let's just suppose winning cups and then placing the top 4 or playing well. Which one are you going to pick? Is it winning cups or placing the top 4?
So then why, if he's won 2 trophies, then why is he under pressure? And why
he is under pressure?
He's moving from grace to grass.
No, I said he's moving from grace to grass.
That's the point. So why do you keep him?
In that, you see progress and it truncates. The progress is not
consistent.
It's not consistent enough for you to say that, okay, over a period of a year or 2 or 3, the progress has been consistent for you to see at the end of the year that
you have a 3rd place finish, then it declines to 7th.
But within that,
after 8 games in the new season, you're lying 14.
But within that time frame, you've won 2 cups.
So where is the progress? Is it are you looking at the trophies they won and you say that's progress?
No, so at end, this is not mediocrity. So at the end of the day, what are the objections that have been given to you? Because
and that's the reason why the board
and I am saying over the past 2-3 years, the objective function of Manchester United is not to win the EPL because they have categorically stated that they are not winning.
Sacked Jose Mourinho.
No. I said that Jose Mourinho was sacked not because of the football he was playing. There are upper management issues. When Ratcliffe came in, he said categorically that they are not going to win the league this season because they are not prepared to win the league. Realistically, they are not going to win the league. So at the end of the day, it just tells you that the pressure is not to win the league, but the pressure is to get Manchester United an identity. Manchester United to be playing some kind of football that if you see, you know that there's progress. At the end of the day, if the board agrees or if the board comes into a conclusion that they are happy with what he's doing, then to them, maybe it's fulfilling the desires or the objectives that they have placed before him.
So
it's as simple as that.
So these objectives are placing forth in 7 matches.
Do you know the objectives that have been placed before him?
No, listen. Regardless of objectives that have been placed before him, I think if he's really doing the right thing, there wouldn't be a crack. There wouldn't be news circulating that Ruud van Nistelrooy could be his direct successor.
Those are news. When I'm coming. No, they are news. When they asked Ratcliffe, what is the situation at hand? He said that he's not the hiring manager, he's not the firing manager, right? Berardi is there. They are the people who are running the club.
These people are content with what he's doing.
And I am saying, the vision of Manchester United might be different from the vision of another club.
It makes them a mediocre club. If I should put it, but we're still talking, and it's the Soccer Punch. I'll be the channel. You can also join the conversation. But lastly, there's AFCON qualifiers coming up, and there's one player still in the spotlight for some wrong and right reasons. Because the news we are hearing is that Arsenal stated to the Ghana Football Association that Thomas Partey is injured and unfit to play in their doubleheader against Sudan. But then the FA also went ahead to request for an assessment on Partey, which requires the player to travel to Ghana and then, undergo some form of test to see if he's truly injured. But then, hours later, news that came to the GFA suggested that Arsenal felt the player wasn't okay to travel because they felt for a player to travel, a total of 14 hours just for test sounds ridiculous. So they feel the player should remain with the club. He's not the only player who doesn't or hasn't joined their respective national teams for national team football. There's also Kai Havertz, and that was reported that Germany, he hasn't joined the Germany national team camp for their upcoming games. But, the bone of contention has to do with if Thomas Partey is truly not committed to the Black Stars, or if truly he's in the last year of his contract with Arsenal and he feels that he needs to be in top shape and try and warrant, a contract extension. So, it's a bit dicey here. And I have these gentlemen. Let me start off with you. Courage. There's Thomas Partey, and whenever Thomas Partey is mentioned locally, there's one word that pops up. He's not committed. And, this is a typical example. I don't know your stance on this, but you feel that Ghanaians are being too harsh on the lad.
I don't think he will fake an injury to avoid national team duties. The Thomas Partey, I know, is a very committed player for both club and country.
That's contrary to what Ghanaians are saying. That's
yes.
Contrary to what the masses are saying.
I will go with the fact. GFA in their press release, they didn't say I didn't hear anything mischievous or something.
Sickness.
Yes, they said he will be assessed by the medical team of the Arsenal Football Club later. So I don't think it's a matter of not being committed enough to your nationality or something. This is our captain. He is our captain now, and then he has participated in many matches to be given that captaincy. And then I think from the time he started earning a Blaster call up, I think he's one of the most consistent players we've had. He's had over 50 caps. Yes, so I don't think Ghanaians are treating him fairly.
But should he be worried because it's like the Ghanaians are beginning to, create this image of Thomas Partey that he doesn't really,
Thomas Partey is not.
Whenever Ghana needs him, he's not around.
Thomas Partey is not the first player to be criticized when it comes to commitments. I think Michael Essien also received.
So he's following the footsteps of Michael Essien.
No, I'm not saying he's following the footsteps of Michael Essien. This is something that Ghanaians always say about players who they think should be doing better than what they are doing. But then it's a different environment, different terrain, different mentality and stuff. So don't expect the players to be replicating what they are achieving, whatever input they are putting in their club level, in national jerseys as well. We all know Vinicius Junior is on fire for Real Madrid. By the time he enters into the Brazilian colors, he doesn't live up to expectation. It's normal with us, but then Ghanaians like to over elaborate on issues. Anything that comes out of our mouth, we just spell it out. It's not
so you think we should cut him some slack? You think we are just being too hard?
Just that's it.
First, we are talking about a player who plays so well for Arsenal. Whenever he plays for the Black Stars, people always say that he's not committed. He doesn't give his best. We've seen him miss a couple of games for the Black Stars due to alleged injuries. Quite a lot surrounding Thomas Partey, and this is the latest one. There's a crucial game against Sudan, which is a must-win game. And the latest we are hearing is that the Arsenal medical team are saying he doesn't feel comfortable traveling for over 14 hours just to come for a test and go back. You would side with him and say, you see, Ghanaians are just being too harsh on Thomas Partey.
300 quid is on the line.
Are you kidding me? 300?
300,000 euros.
So there's no need for you to fly to Ghana?
There's no need. There's no need, my brother.
Thomas Partey.
Okay.
Thomas.
Beat it into my head.
It's a doubting Thomas.
Doubting Thomas.
That's it.
300,000 euros.
I think I just
Boss,
from what I said, I don't think I can agree with you.
Let me tell you something. Nobody who understands, appreciates football without the quality of Thomas Partey.
Yeah.
When you go to the EPL, right? When you go to the EPL, I say without Partey, Arsenal is never going to be fighting for the EPL.
You sure about that?
See, when Thomas Partey is not in the midst, how do you see Arsenal function?
Yeah, of course. It looks like they've lost some quality.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So it tells you what he brings on board.
Sure.
I get to the point. But you see, I think Ghanaians talk too much.
Okay.
You understand? We talk too much. I'm part of them. At the end of the day, he finished 90 minutes for Arsenal.
Yeah.
But do you know that a player can finish 90 minutes and still get injured?
Of course. Yeah. Of course. Yeah.
Do you understand me?
Fitness checks and all that. Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thank
It
you.
happens.
So at the end of the day, if we have got quality in our squad, this shouldn't have been a problem.
You think so? But you still need your best players.
Josiah.
Yeah.
When you go to France, right, and you don't have a Kante, previously, there was a Blessing Matuidi. Today, there's no Pogba.
Yeah.
Right? But there are other players of equal quality.
But they're struggling.
There is a Chouameni.
They're struggling.
They are
There's
not.
Camavinga.
They are not struggling.
There's Camavinga.
There is a Camavinga. There's what's the name? This PSG player.
No, there's Fofana. There's a Fofana.
Josiah.
There's a Yusuf Fofana.
Thank you.
Yes,
What I am? They are not struggling. They are not. There's always
since they won the World Cup.
Josiah.
Yeah.
At the topmost level, we are not going to be winning every single time.
But that's the point.
There's always going to be
there's
always going to be a team better than you.
Okay.
At a point in time. What I am saying is that when you have quality and one player is injured, it doesn't concern you too much because you've got replacement for him.
But you see, Ghana doesn't have a replacement for Partey.
Mention one quality that can come in and fill the void that Partey is going to leave.
A lot of players, I think.
Mention one of
quality.
Mention one of equal quality.
Majid Ashmir is one.
Majid what? Majid what?
I think Salah is injured.
As a pundit, as a football pundit, as a football connoisseur, as somebody who understands appreciate football, are you telling me that Ashmir is of equal quality? No. Are you telling me that? Are you saying?
You agree to the fact that even when Thomas Partey is not in the Arsenal setup, which is the club side,
thank you,
which you would say that they have the luxury to bring in all the players they want, they still miss quality. You don't talk about
meaning that there's a drop in quality, right?
Obviously,
and as a country, you should have more Arsenal than what Arsenal has. Because you have the liberty, you have the luxury of calling.
Tell me France have got so much quality than Real Madrid.
No, of course.
No.
The reason be that. No. I'm not. What I'm trying to say is that as a country, you have the luxury of calling different players from different setups. I get to the point.
Yeah.
So if your kingpin, your linchpin is injured, you should have enough quality to what? To substitute for him. But back to the point again. You see, if Thomas Partey says that he's injured, and that injury has been affirmed by the club, it is up to you to go and attest whether it is true or not.
Yeah, but that means the player fly.
If Arsenal is saying that the player cannot fly down and out just to undergo that test, then send your medical staff to London.
You think it's worth it?
I do not know.
But you think it's worth it?
If you think Partey is lying, or if you think Arsenal
that's to the FA if they feel, or to
Ghanaians. It's as simple as that.
Or to Ghanaians if
I don't care what Ghanaians think. It's about what the FA thinks.
Okay, all right. So that's it. It's Thomas Partey, and all these noise around the fact that if he's indeed committed to the Black Stars cause or he's not. It's been quite interesting on this particular one, but don't forget to subscribe to the channel, the Our Media channel on YouTube, for the hottest debatable discussions. And then also you can have your say. Spoken about Iniesta, we've spoken about Thomas Partey, who is unavailable for Ghana's doubleheader against Sudan in the 2025 AFCON qualifiers. Don't know what you think, but don't forget to subscribe, share, and then also be part of the Our Media family. Bye for now.